Hi, Ben here, and welcome back to another Work in Progress Wednesday. So yeah, it's only Wednesday. Can't believe all the things that we've managed to get done so far. We've had a very busy week. It's been quite a sunny start to the week, so we've been using the solar power that we get from the roof to do some heat treat. So we've got quite a few AEBL blades heat treated. So it's really nice that we can use that solar energy, because this takes quite a lot of electricity. We have to go up to quite a high temperature for the AEBL. We have to go over 1,000 degrees Celsius, so being able to use that green energy is a really good thing. We've also got some blades that we've been heat treating for some other makers that haven't got access to either their own kiln. One chap's contacted me, he'd got some 1428N stainless, so he sent it to me, and I've got those heat treated yesterday, so I got them hardened and they've been in cryo overnight. So what we'll do is we'll take the bung out of the dewar, and I normally leave these in for a minimum of 3 hours. Normally what I'll try and do is leave them in overnight. So all these stainless steels require this sort of sub-zero, what some people call a sub-zero quench. So this chap sent a little utility blade and a little friction folder. So they've gone from over 1,000 degrees C for the hardening process, quenched between aluminium plates and compressed air, and then they go straight into the liquid nitrogen, which takes them down to sort of below 200 degrees C. So we'll let those come back up to room temperature. They'll go all frosty, but once they're back to room temperature, we'll then be able to temper those. So normally what I'll do is I'll just let them sit somewhere. I've got my glove on to make sure that I don't get a sort of freeze burn on my fingers. And I've got a few more blades in there, but we'll leave those for a little bit longer. So yeah, lots of cool stuff happening in the workshop, lots of heat treat, but we've also had a pretty cool delivery as well. So let's take you through to the next room and we'll show you what's arrived. So we've just had a big delivery. The UPS guy came and dropped it off, and it's pretty heavy. We've had 5 boxes of handle material basically, so it doesn't sound very exciting, but to me it is. I buy a lot of synthetic materials, so Micarta and G10 in from the US. So this comes in from Mace Craft Supplies. I've been using those for a few years. Really good people to deal with. Always really well packaged, and you know you're going to get good quality materials as well. So I'm going to get my knife. You can see there's some pretty big boxes. I tend to buy the materials in big sheets if I can. For things like the Nordic carvers, the parangs, things like that, you need quite a big piece of material. So I get it in big pieces and then I can cut it up as I want then. So we'll see what's in this first box. So we've opened all 5 boxes, and for me it's like Christmas. Even though this is for work, it feels like I'm unwrapping little toys for myself really. So we've got some pretty amazing materials. We've got some big sheets, so I've got some 2 foot by 3 foot sheets of big material, and I've also got some of the smaller pieces for sort of more unusual colours that not many people want. So I've got some ivory G10 and I've got some jade, and those are all in 3/8 thick material, so that's suitable for things like woodlander handles, the bushcraft knife handles, things like that. We've got some in 1/4 inch material. So 1/4 inch is normally what I use for things like the nomads, and smaller knives like the craftsman and things like that go out the 1/4 inch material. They've also got some pretty exciting stuff. I've never seen this before. This is some orange and black canvas micarta. So normally I use the orange and black G10, but they've actually got some in canvas micarta, so I've got some of that to try as well. And we've got some micarta that they call Python as well. So that's going to look pretty funky if we put that on a nomad. And then we've got lots of the sort of standard materials. So green canvas micarta is always a very popular handle material. So I've got some big sheets of that in 3/8 and 1/4 inch. And then I've got some more of my favourite pumpkin G10. So that's that orange and black. And then we've got a whole box full of different thicknesses here and different colours. So mostly these are going to be cut up for the back spaces in the nomads. So I've tried to get lots of different colours for people. So we've got reds, we've got jades, we've got neon greens, we've got OD green, purples, blues, all sorts of different colours there to try and cater for everybody really. So there's a whole box full of material there that's going to be sort of cut up for nomads really. So for me, very exciting. We've even got a whole pile of G10 Liner. Big pile of it. So this is only thin material, so this is like, basically works out to be like 1 mil in thickness. I've got some that's like 1.5 mil, and those will get cut up, and those bits of colourful material are literally going to be the spacer material that goes in between the handle material of the knife and the tang. So this one's got black, but obviously I use orange, I use green, I use blue, and sometimes I'll use a combination of colours. Some people, if it's for their particular scout troop or something, they'll want 2 colours stacked side by side, so it's good to have all those materials in stock really. Seems kind of crazy that those big sheets will get turned into sort of tiny components like that, but yeah, this should keep me going for a few years really, hopefully. So that's all the synthetic handle material that's arrived, the G10 and the Micarta, but I know not everybody's into synthetic material, so we've also had a delivery in from Russia. So this is some amazing Masseur birch. Some people call it Masseur, some people call it Carolean birch, but this is all dried and stabilised. So these are some pretty amazing figured blocks, and they'll be big enough for the bigger bushcraft knives basically. So this will pretty much turn into this. So as you can see, it looks an amazing piece of material. When you cut through it and you shape it, you get all these lovely flecks and figuring that come through in the actual finished handle. It's probably one of my favourite timbers. Okay, it's not a British native timber, but very traditional on sort of Scandinavian knives and things like that. So yeah, there's quite a few nice nice bits of birch there to go through. Some of them I might even turn into smaller knives like nomads and stuff if they've got little faults in and things like that. But some pretty amazing timber really. So that's what's been happening so far in the workshop this week. I can't believe what gets done, and it's only Wednesday already, so yeah, really exciting stuff happening. Now maybe next week when you tune in, you should maybe see some of these materials actually turned into a finished handle. Who knows? Let's see what happens. But thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.